Hello everyone, welcome to Max Brains. So in this video, we are going to continue with CTET Child Development Pedagogy Paper 1 and 2. So here we are going through the concept of development and its relationship with learning. We've already seen 5 videos related to this. We have covered the concepts about child psychology and the concept of development. Now, in this video onwards, okay, the next few videos will be on the concept of emotional development and individual differences. So now we'll be seeing about emotional development alone. In this video, we'll be seeing about few concepts under emotional development. So under emotional development, we have the concept of development, factors influencing emotional development, emotions and learning, and role of teacher in emotional development. So here in this video, we'll be covering the concept of development, that is the definition and the components of emotions. Now, we need to learn first, we'll get to know the definition of emotion. So emotion can be defined as the feeling, okay? It is a feeling aspect of consciousness which is characterized by a certain physical arousal, a certain behavior that reveals the feeling to the outside world, and inner awareness of the feeling. Okay, so that means it is nothing but it's just a feeling. So wherein you try to communicate to the outside world of what you are feeling within yourselves. So that is what you call as emotion. Okay, so emotion, you can say that it is associated with your mood, temperament, personality, and all. And emotion can be broadly classified into positive emotions and negative emotions. So when you talk about positive emotion, these include things like developing some interest and then enthusiasm and all those things. Okay, so laughter and empathy, action, curiosity, so all those things you can have. Okay, whereas when you're going to talk about negative emotions, you can talk about fear, grief, and then anger, and then blame, regret, and all these kind of emotions. So when you let out these kind of emotions, you can check if your emotions are going to be positive or negative. Okay, so these are all about generally about emotions. That is the concept of emotion, definition about emotion. Next, we are going to look into the components of emotions. There are four components of emotions: physiological arousal, subjective feelings, cognitive processes, and behavioral actions. Now we look into each one in detail. Physiological arousal. So when you see about the components of emotion, so many psychologists, they remember that they agree that emotions are going to be a complex pattern of changes. Okay, it is not just one single change or one single difference, okay, in a person's behavior or anything. It's going to be connected, and that is why we are learning about the components. And the first component, that is the physiological arousal, is where you have the emotions which involve the brain, the nervous system, and the hormones. Okay, so it deals with all these stuff. So brain, nervous system, and hormones. So in that case, you can say that you are emotionally aroused because of the hormonal secretions. So due to that, you get some instant energy, and that means like even you do not have emotions only when you're happy. Even when you're extremely sad, you can say that your emotions are at its peak. Maybe it's going to be negative emotions, as we discussed. So each emotion will have a different physiological aspect. Example, when you're angry, the blood will rush into our hands. So like you'll feel like you want to fight or you want to let out words. So all that will happen. So the blood will rush to our skeletal systems and our muscular system and all those things. So that is your physiological arousal, where we tend to get emotionally excited and we tend to act physically. Okay, so that is your physiological arousal. The next one is going to be the subjective feelings. So subjective feelings, when you see, it is going to be the emotions like your pleasures and your likes and dislikes. Okay, your likes and dislikes. So here we are going to see about person's feelings, and that we must and we need to also understand that we must rely heavily on a person's own self report. Okay, so how do we express our feelings, or how do we manage our feelings? On our own self reports only we will have to manage. It is not going to be just on what others say or what others think. So when you have that kind of subjective awareness, you will be able to have these kind of subjective feelings. So wherein this again, it's going to talk about your pressure, likes and dislikes. The next one is the cognitive process. So cognitive process is something which relates to the mind. So it's going to be memory and perception. So what do you think about others? So what you feel about a particular event or a particular thing, and your expectations. So what you expect from others, and your interpretations. So all these are going to be involved in the cognitive processes. Okay, it's nothing but you need to remember, like cognitive, it deals with the mind. So you deal with what do you think, and what is your perception about life or something, and what are your expectations and your interpretation. So all these are going to be very important for us to express our emotions or how we think. The next one, the last one here, which you're going to see, this behavioral reactions. So, what do you mean by behavioral reactions? So, when you talk about emotions, it also involves behavioral reactions. So, which might be expressive. So, your behavior can be just expressions, or it can be instrumental. So, instrumental is when you communicate through your movements. So all those things are going to be there. So you can give facial expressions, like smiling or frowning or all those things. Or else you can also give gestures. So instruments are going to be dealing with gestures. So wherein you communicate, you try to make people understand, and you react. That is your behavioral reactions. So how you are going to react in order to make people around you understand what you are going through. So with this, we are completing with the concept of emotion and components of like definition and the components of emotions. So next we'll be seeing about the factors of emotional development and all in the upcoming videos. Hope you've understood this. If you have any doubt, please get back to the previous video or the same video, and then try to understand. See you again in another video. Thank you everyone.